Hello, Glynn from Monkey Design here. I just wanted to show you where I'm kind of at with the GATEpunk stuff. So as you can see, this is the cover art, which pretty much tells you enough about what the game's about just in the image, which is kind of gates opening to alternate worlds, times, dimensions. And you can play various kinds of characters. So I'll just give you a flick through of the current PDF. It's very work in progress. There's still lots of stuff that needs doing, but you'll get the general idea. So currently this is, like I say, work in progress, and it probably won't end up looking much like this. But you'll get a feel for what kind of game it is in terms of rules and mechanics. So we've got some information here about armor class and THACO and the base attack values, which so you can use ascending and descending, you can use THACO or base attack. Trying to kind of keep older school players and newer school players interested. So basically you can kind of play any sort of genre. So you could kind of have a steampunk based character and play in a steampunk world, and then go through a gate into a sci-fi world, or go back into a prehistoric world, or, you know, that kind. That's the premise behind the game. So standard sort of stat scores: strength, dex, con, int, whiz, charisma. Again, armor class and hit points, hit dice, level. Instead of races, we've got species, and instead of classes, there's professions. So the attribute scores have similar kinds of modifiers to what you would expect in something like Swords and Wizardry or OSE. You've got one saving throw, not all of the other ones. So species, as well as humans, obviously you can play catkin, crowkin, dogkin, dwarves. There's a combined species table here that lists them all, so you can look down that list. You can play an orc, you can play a pangolinkin, ratkin, reptilikin, robot, or a sharkin. And all the attribute bonuses, what the moves are, any AC bonuses, natural weapons and abilities that they have. Then we move on to professions. So we've currently got, we've just got a few, and we've kind of picked things that would be interesting. So a Badlands Sheriff, which is kind of Wild West. In this example, he's a reptilican one. So we've got a tribe barbarian, machine. We've got a pigkin cybernetics, although cybernetics can be all species. As you can see in the prerequisites here, it'll tell you what the species allowable are. And I think pretty much everything apart from a glimmersmith is allowable for all species. A hazard scaper, an occult investigator, a wasteland salvager, a steam sniper, a rebel pilot, and a glimmersmith. So as I said, the glimmersmiths, you can only play those if you're elf, goat, kin, human, longin, and pangolinkin. So they're kind of the casters, although some other classes do cast as well. I say classes, I mean professions. So the cyber medic is allowed to cast, what we call it shaping, so you shape glimmers in GATEpunks rather than cast spells. And the list of glimmers is all of the spells, and they're not listed or not separated into lists. So you don't have a magic user list, you don't have a cleric list, there isn't a cyber medic list, and there isn't a glimmersmith list. All of the glimmers are available to anybody that can manipulate the glimmering. So we get to combine profession table, some names, alignment. We've just got good, neutral, and evil. We didn't go for lawful, neutral, or chaotic, so that it aligned with the glimmers better. So detect evil, which is a level 1 glimmer. Clearly, if your alignment is evil, that means you. So it sort of takes that level of confusion away. Wealth. So wealth is something that, because we've got lots of different worlds and lots of different potential currencies, and the potential quagmire of exchange rates and all of that kind of thing, we've just determined that there will be a wealth value, and it's a monetary equivalent really. So if I have 100 wealth, I can spend that 100 wealth on things out of any of the technology levels. So I can still use that wealth if I'm a barbarian from a basic technology level to go and spend in an advanced technology level. So the concept is that wealth is liquid assets that may be valuable to somebody else and not valuable to another. So we don't necessarily get into the nuts and bolts about what wealth is, but it's kind of a commodity, and you can trade it universally. Bit on languages, technology. So technology, there's 3 different types. There's basic technology, and that's the kind of technology you expect prior to, say, the 16th century. Normal is 16th century to 2050, something like that, and then advanced is anything beyond that. So it kind of gives you an idea about where to pitch technology, and it kind of works. So in equipment lists, so this is equipment, you've got basic technology and animals, vehicles, food, drink and services. But then you get into normal technology, and that's obviously different, and it is not accessible. So say you have a character that can access normal technology, they could access basic technology as well, but they can't get access to advanced technology, because when you start the game, you've just come, or you're within your home world. So you've only really got access to the technology in your home world at that time when you start the character, but you can make use of basic technology because you're advanced past that. So we've got there'll be more detailed descriptions of all of the equipment. So weapons, again, same, basic technology, normal and advanced technology. Same again with armour. We've then got some information on time. So we're using rounds and we're using turns against my better judgment. But no, seriously, it's something that exists in the old school games, and I want it to be there for people to use if they need to. Weight, again, you can get encumbered and it affects your movement rates. And then types of movement depending on whether you're indoor exploring, outdoor exploring, in an encounter or combat, or overland moving. So okay, specialist skills. So this is basically an expanded Thieves skill table. So any character can use any of the skills at the 0 level of ability. So you can see here that anybody can climb walls with a 25% base chance. But if you've got a profession that allows you to take it at your character level or start at a different level, then you get much better chances because you're effectively trained at it. So level 0 is like an untrained level. And then we've added some new ones in there. So we've got engineering, piloting, we've also got riding, and we've added tracking in there, identifying smells. So there's some of the skills gone in, and the engineering and the piloting are really there to kind of make allowance for the advanced and maybe normal technologies. So that's how we're handling the skill side of things. Dark vision, dying, healing, saving throws, radiation. It's kind of just like another damage or negative effect thing to use against players. Poison, disease, falling, turning undead. So the one of the classes, the occult investigator. I'm going to jump back to it. They can turn undead, repel the living dead at level 8. So again, what you could do with this system is you could just create a cleric and just bring him into the system. Why not? Just convert your gold to wealth and you're pretty much there. So when we get to dead, so we'll have some information there about different types of exploring. Combat pretty much works the same, almost as Swords and Wizardry Complete. Obviously we've got glimmers instead of spells. We've kind of settled on very specific ways of doing combat rather than giving you lots of options. I personally find that a bit confusing when I'm reading optional rules. I'd rather just read the rule and go, oh right, either I agree with it or I don't. If I don't, I'll just change it rather than giving me a number of options. How to make an attack, specific combat situations. Then we're going to have some more information on overland travel, aerial exploration, water exploration and the combats. Then we've got vehicles. So we're introducing some rules to kind of manage vehicles. The vehicles are all in the equipment and the other lists previously. Then the glimmering. So basically you can, depending on your profession and your character level, you can have access to a number of glimmers, and you can, they're kind of glimmer slots at different levels, and you can basically just any glimmers that you have learned or know, you can cast any of them. You can cast the same one multiple times. So there we go. They're all detailed there, and then we've got opponents. At the moment, these are the basic S&W entries, which will all get kind of rejigged and added to, and some that are specific for the game. So pretty much that's about it. So hopefully that's useful, showing you where I'm kind of heading with it now. I did originally have a totally different set of rules that I'd made up, and during playtesting it was just becoming clear that there were lots of things to fix in it, and I began to wonder why I was reinventing the wheel when I could just make an OSRE style system work just as well to play and remove the learning curve barrier to a lot of people that may want to kind of pick it up and have a go with it. If you're kind of interested in having a game and seeing what it's like, I would happily send you this PDF. Maybe you could give some feedback and some input, and I could always maybe chuck you a line in the credits if you're interested with any feedback. So yeah, hopefully that's useful, and thank you.